Hey, morning everyone. We will wait for 2 more minutes for a few more of the participants to join.
De dingen is dat gemakkelijk en de luchtverwarming is dat gemakkelijk. Ja. Dus eigenlijk dat je een huis
maar zoiets, want eigenlijk moet dat het simpel zijn, hè? Dat mag desnoods zonder een afvoer zijn, dat dan een garage warm maakt.
Ah, zo.
Je mag voelen en je brengt dat daar gewoon op.
En dat komt niet door. Er is nummer gedrongen.
Ja, ja.
The leader has muted your line.
Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Sidhu Yavagal. I'm the host for this session today. I would like to first thank all of you for taking time out and joining us. We have some very interesting, insightful and educative content on store for you today. Today's webinar is the 6th of the series titled PowerCenter Connectivity to Data Warehouse Appliances, brought to you by Informatica Global Customer Support. This will be a monthly initiative from the Informatica support team where subject matter experts will be presenting on different products from a support perspective. You can log on to our support portal https://mysupport.informatica.com or follow us on Twitter for more details on the topics lined up for the coming months. Our speaker today is Prashant Keshava. He is a lead SME with over 7 years of experience in helping Informatica customers. on different adapters and connectors. He is currently a team lead from APAC support team. Prior to joining to support team, he worked in R&D and QA. Before I hand over to Prashant, I'll have some housekeeping tips to run this presentation. I request all of you to please mute your phones during the presentation. And if there is too much of a background noise, participants will be put on auto mute. And we will be opening the table for question and answer at the end of the session. In the meantime, please feel free to post your questions over a chat as well for Infasupport Webinar users. We are recording this session. This session will be recorded and an email will be sent to all of you after the session. You could also check our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/user/infasupport for previous webinar recordings. We will be sending a survey link that as well with a mail so that you can share your feedback with us. I'll hand over to Prashant for now. Prashant.
Hi, this is Prashant from Informatica Global Customer Support. So today we'll be talking about PowerCenter data appliances, data warehouse appliances. The agenda for today is introduction to Informatica PowerExchange products, high performance data warehouse appliances like Netezza, Teradata, and GreenPlum, integration of this PowerExchange connectors with PowerCenter, and the benefits and features of PowerExchange products connecting to this data warehouse appliances. From this architecture diagram, we can observe that our PowerExchange adapter connects to ERP, CRM, relation appliances. This will also automatically captures relevant metadata from its sources and targets and shares it with rest of the Informatica platform. Proposed changes can be assessed rapidly and implemented with confidence. And the same metadata can help resolve questions of data lineage that often arise in audit and compliance exercises. All our connectors are designed on the plugin based concept. You can install the PowerExchange connector separately and register the plugin into the repository. After, you need to configure the native connectivity for extracting loading. Our connectors uses an SDK platform for building these connectors, and the advantages are universal platform for connected to any API. The APIs are shared by third-party vendors like SAP, Teradata, Netezza. So it also helps us to build and extend the functionality of adapters without much coding into different parts of the components of the PowerCenter architecture. It helps in drive down costs for producing and consuming these adapters. And the other advantage would be we can build these adapters and deliver to customers on off-cycle delivery basis. Moving to the next slide, we will be talking about the key benefits of these adapters. So there is no manual code required. The connector helps to avoid the time required to understand the details regarding the ERP, CRM relational objects and web service to extract and load the data. By providing a graphical user interface, it will be very easy to import these rows and targets. The connectors ensures to provide connectivity in the data warehouse and data marts by maintaining the consistency in data. We can also ensure that data loaded in the data warehouse and data marts follow the same notations and format as in the enterprise-wide data integration. The connectors help to scale the data warehouse and data marts to handle high data volume in a cost-effective way by providing options like partitioning and bulk modes. It also helps us to prevent unauthorized access to sensitive data by accessing the data directly rather than extracting files and transferring them to less secure environments. Informatica PowerExchange is a family of universal data access and delivery products from Informatica. It gives Informatica PowerCenter bi-directional access to popular ERP, CRM, relational and non-relational databases, web services, and many other enterprise source and targets. We have 18 plus PowerExchange connectors for reading and loading data from various sources. The most widely used connectors by our customers are SAP, Netezza, Teradata, Salesforce, and GreenPlum. The CRM connectors are Salesforce, Oracle On Demand, Siebel, PeopleSoft, and Microsoft Dynamics, which is the latest addition to our PowerExchange family of adapters. So the CRM-based connectors enables any organization to deliver data managed by CRM systems to multiple strategic IT initiatives, from data marts to operational data stores, including application integration, consolidation, migration, and synchronization, or move data into CRM applications from other data sources depending on the business needs. The ERP connectors are JD Edwards, SAP. SAP has two connectors, SAP NetWeaver and BW, and recently we have added SAP ANA, which is an in-memory computing appliance. So we also have social media connectors such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. So these social media connectors help us to fetch the social media data and which matches the search criteria that you specify. You can also define search criteria, search for topics, and extract social media data from all three social media networks. You can load the extracted data to a target and then use the data for text analytics and sentiment analysis. The other connectors being PowerExchange for SAS, it facilitates the use of SAS data objects in your data integration process. The connector will help us to import the SAS objects in Designer and integration service to read and write data into SAS. There are few email connectors such as PowerExchange for Lotus Notes, and the PowerExchange for email also supports reading from Microsoft Outlook. We have a connector for PowerExchange for SBase, which provides a bi-directional connectivity to extract and load data from multi-dimensional management systems. The data warehousing connectors are grouped as Netezza, TPT, Teradata for Color Transporter, and GreenPlum. So this will be discussed more briefly in the following slides. PowerExchange for Netezza seamlessly integrates Netezza database with PowerCenter. It extracts large data stored in Netezza databases into PowerCenter and leverages it further for effective planning, analysis, and management. The connector automates extraction and loading of data to and from relational data sources, such as data marts and data warehouses. It allows user to connect to Netezza database and browse the metadata and import the source and target definitions in PowerCenter Designer. The connector provides a reader-writer plugin to access the data and metadata stored in the Netezza database. PowerExchange for Netezza is now an inbuilt component and is relational. There is no requirement for separate installation. You can use a relational connection to read and write to Netezza Performance Server, but this connectivity does not leverage the Netezza parallel processing capabilities. In order to use these capabilities, you need to use the Netezza bulk loading option. The bulk option uses XML table concept of Netezza to read and write. So we'll talk a little bit more about the bulk reading and writing part. The Netezza bulk reader will unload the data from the Netezza database using XML table concept and load it into our Informatica input buffer. This data is then processed within PowerCenter and pushed to the output buffers. The writer, the connector will read the data from the Informatica output buffer and write the data into the pipe, which is XML table. And another process will read this data from the pipe and load into the Netezza target. So what is Netezza XML table? So this XML table is a feature from Netezza Performance Server. An XML table can be defined as a data file that you can use to load or unload database data, or you can use the XML table as part of a query. This table is just a template that contains metadata about data formats, field delimiters, load preferences for the file. After you have created the template, you can insert rows into the external table or query from this table. Our connector uses this feature to achieve high performance. Coming to the PowerExchange Netezza features, it provides a bi-directional connectivity between PowerCenter and Netezza to extract and load data. We support partitions. Partitions are supported using data slice IDs for reader. For writer, we use the external table and 10 tables for loading the data. In normal mode, we support database partitioning, hash, key range, pass-through, and round-robin. Bulk mode only supports pass-through partitioning. PowerCenter Connect for Netezza Performance Server utilizes the high-performance bulk loading mechanism of Netezza Performance Server to transfer data from PowerCenter to Netezza. These significant performance advantages are using the use of the external tables. So our connector automatically captures all available Netezza metadata and delivers it to the Informatica repository, seamlessly integrating it with metadata from other PowerExchange data sources and targets to support the entire data integration lifecycle. During development, this metadata is used to guide Netezza access and conversion. As change occurs, whether in Netezza or in the sources and targets surrounding it, this metadata helps keep maintenance costs down by enabling fast, error-free impact assessment that is unavailable with hand-coded integration techniques. We can handle duplicate data by defining key constraints at mapping level. Since Netezza does not support constraint-based loading, our connector uses 10 tables for avoiding serialization issues for insert and update queries. By default, this option is unchecked and eliminates the duplicate data. Using this option would allow duplicates to go into the target and also help achieving high performances. Duplicate row handling and ignore key constraints go in hand in hand. So when the ignore primary key constraint is unchecked, so we can select the duplicate row handling to a first row or a last row when the data contains duplicate data. So let's move on to some of the benefits or why to use PowerExchange for Netezza. So it seamless integration. Netezza Performance Server seamlessly integrates with PowerCenter to populate data marts and warehouses of any size. Fast and error-free data integration because there is no code written and PC operates with pull and connect features. Adapter takes care of reading the metadata and converting the data types in the source qualifier to the appropriate PowerCenter data types. There is no Netezza domain expertise required, and we don't have to write any code. Greater agility with respect to metadata because the metadata read by the adapter is accurate and also the data read by the session is accurate. Bulk option uses external tables which helps us to get better performances. So now we have discussed about Netezza connectivity, benefits and features. Let's move on to PowerExchange for Netezza, for Teradata. PowerExchange for TPT integrates PowerCenter and Teradata Palette Transporter API for data extraction and loading. Teradata PT is a load and unload utility that extracts, transforms, and loads data from multiple sources in parallel. You can create a PowerCenter session that uses Teradata TPT API to extract from Teradata sources and load to Teradata targets. So why use Teradata TPT instead of standalone utilities? So the Teradata TPT provides a single infrastructure for all loading needs. It combines the functionality of Teradata fast load, multi-load, fast export, and TPUM. It provides an integrated API interface which PowerCenter can connect and utilize the massive parallel processing techniques. So Teradata has massive parallel processing capabilities, which means a shared nothing architecture, that is each server node has its own memory and processing power. Teradata parallel transporter connector leverages the massively parallel processing capability of Teradata. Our TPT supports the following strategies, which is high speed bulk loading into an empty table. This is achieved using the load operator. Concurrent loading into multiple tables using the update operator. Continuous loading of transactional data from real-time sources such as JMS, MQ, or named pipe using stream operator. All these operators use a load slot. So we'll discuss a little bit about the load slot. So a load slot is used by these operators. So this can be configured by the database administrators and be set to a maximum load slot running concurrently on the Teradata database system. When the maximum load slot value is reached, the next job that uses the load slot will not be allowed to run until one job that uses the load slot completes. So the load slots should be available for these operators to work efficiently. It is important to select the right operator for your job performance. If you want to load data as quickly as possible into an empty Teradata table with no defined secondary or join indexes, select the load operator. It uses the high-speed fast load protocol. If you cannot use the load operator, the next fastest operator is the update operator. It uses the high-performing multi-load protocol. The export operator is used for reading data quickly from the Teradata tables, and it uses the fast export protocol. So there is also a ODBC connection available, which can be set at the connection level, and this connection can be used to create the error and work tables. So now we'll discuss about the different operators of Teradata parallel transporter. So the export operator. The export operator mode extracts large data sets from Teradata tables or views. It underline uses the fast export protocol. The extract uses the multiple sessions to quickly transfer large amounts of data from Teradata sources. So as you can see in the diagram, the export operator reads directly from the Teradata AMS into the Informatica buffers, which is then processed within Informatica. Going to the next operator, which is load operator. The load operator loads bulk load huge volumes of data into an empty Teradata database table, and it uses a fast load protocol as underlying mechanism. It is the fastest way to insert data into the Teradata from external sources. From the diagram, the data from the target is pushed directly to the Teradata database using the load operator. Coming to the update mode operator, it performs update, insert, upsert, and delete operations against Teradata database tables using the multi-load protocol. Load operation utilizes loader slots, so already must be there, otherwise the job will wait. So it has two phases, the acquisition phase and the application phase. In acquisition phase, we load the data from the PowerCenter into the work tables. The work tables are defined at the Teradata database. And in the application phase, it acquires logs from the specified target tables and views in the Teradata database, and then it inserts the data from the temporary work tables into the target tables. It also updates the error tables associated with each update mode task occurred during the data loading process. And this operator is used only for offline data loading. It should not be utilized if data needs to be loaded during regular business hours. So we'll talk about the stream operator now. The stream operator performs update, insert, upsert, and delete operations against the Teradata database tables in near real time, and it uses the TPUM protocol. The stream operator is usually used for trickle load to a small volume of data to load to the Teradata database. So as you can see in the picture, it also supports recovery while using a stream operator. The stream operator are usually used when the source is real time, like a GMS or MQ, etc. Let's move on to PowerExchange for GreenPlum. So PowerExchange for GreenPlum provides connectivity between PowerCenter and GreenPlum database to load the data. So when you run a GreenPlum session, the PowerCenter integration service creates a control file to provide load specifications to the GreenPlum gpload bulk loading utility. It invokes the GreenPlum gpload bulk loading utility and writes the data into the named pipe. The GreenPlum gpload bulk loading utility launches gpfdist, which is GreenPlum's file distribution program that reads data from the named pipe and then loads the data into the GreenPlum target. Informatica can connect to GreenPlum database using ODBC for reading, and PowerExchange for GreenPlum uses an gpload script which invokes an gpfdist process for loading the data into the GreenPlum. So it requires an ODBC driver, a gploader package for configuring. So we'll talk a little bit about gpload. Gpload is an EMC or GreenPlum loader utility that acts as an interface to GreenPlum's external table parallel loading feature. Using a load specification defined in a control file, which is called YAML file, gpload executes a load by invoking the GreenPlum parallel file server program, creating an external table definition based on the source data defined and executing an insert, update, and merge operation to load the source data into the target table in the database. The gpfdist process can serve data to segments directly. The advantage of using the gpfdist process against a file protocol is that it ensures that all of the segments in your GreenPlum database system are fully utilized when reading from external table data files. We'll move to the features and benefits of using PowerExchange for GreenPlum. So we achieve parallel loading using the GreenPlum loader, which is the gpload and gpfdist provided with the GreenPlum and also the external table features. Our adapter connects through the ODBC and loads the data using gpload with consistent data, and also allows us to connect to various sources which can be loaded into the GreenPlum database. If you need to load a large amount of data to GreenPlum target, you can configure partitioning for the session to improve session performance. You can configure pass-through partitioning for GreenPlum sessions. The PowerCenter integration service processes partitions concurrently. When you run a GreenPlum session, the PowerCenter integration service creates a control file to provide load specifications to the gpload utility and writes the data to the named pipe. Each partition creates a pipe. The gpload utility launches the gpfdist process, which then reads the data from the named pipe and loads to the GreenPlum target. So gpload is a loader which we use internally for achieving the high performance. So you can set different tracing methods, options at the session level for the better troubleshooting when the loader fails. So there are a few options like none, verbose, and very verbose, which will be very helpful when the gploader job fails while loading the data into the GreenPlum database. You can set the data encoding at the session level. The default would be the UTF-8. You can also refer the GreenPlum documentation for the supported character sets. This will help us to move Unicode data into the GreenPlum tables. So we leverage the GreenPlum bulk loading technology using the external table concept, which directly uses the gpfdist process and which directly talks to the GreenPlum segments. So we are leveraging the GreenPlum technology to achieve high performance. So use tables is an option again at session level, where the user can choose to drop after every session run, or we can maintain the same tables for the next run, so that it will use the same load specifications. The next slide, we will see the data warehouse appliance matrix, which gives little comparisons between all three adapters. From this matrix, we can observe that both PowerExchange for Netezza and PowerExchange for TPT are bidirectional. It supports both extract and load from the source and load to the target. The PowerExchange for GreenPlum is used only for loading. We use the ODBC driver for reading the data. Coming to the PDO support, the PowerExchange for Netezza supports PDO when you use a normal connection, and also the recovery is supported in the normal connection. In the bulk connection, the PDO and recovery will not be supported. The partitioning support is limited when using bulk option. Only the pass-through partitioning is supported, and the remaining partitioning is supported using the normal connection. The same with the partitioning for GreenPlum. We don't support PDO and recovery, and the partitioning is supported. The pass-through partitioning is supported. We'll take some question and answers.
Yeah, just one second.
The leader has unmuted your line.
Oh, hi. We are open for the question.
Hello, this is Sumedh. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, Sumit.
Yeah, just wanted to check, have we published any kind of benchmark for like these many number of rows while using the PowerExchange we are taking this much amount of time, etc. Any benchmarks?
We don't have certified benchmarks in-house, but I mean, these vendors say we support this kind of performance, right? So our connector would not be able to give the same performance by loading outside, but we are close to matching that performance.
Okay.
And the performance also is again driven by a lot of other factors. So the type of data and the infrastructure itself, the hardware. That benchmarks are not available.
Okay. And are these connectors available in the PowerCenter Express Edition as well, or they are just for enterprise-wide licenses?
I don't think it is available in the Express Edition, so you have to go to the enterprise version to use these connectors.
Okay, so we can utilize Alliance and then we can have these connectors installed on our training servers, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. And in PowerCenter Express, as of now, I think maybe I have to recheck, but I think we are providing the social media adapters.
Yes, yes.
Only available.
Okay.
Hi, this is Jaya here. I just want to know if there is a limit to concurrent sessions that can be attached to the TPT stream kind of thing.
Currently, we haven't identified any upper limit on the number of simultaneous sessions that can access the metadata table through a TBT operator, stream operator in specific. But we believe it should have a dependency upon the database server itself to take up the load given by the client.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions? Yeah, if you don't have any questions, we can wind up the discussion. But I would like to thank each one of you for taking time out and joining this. I hope this is useful. As I told in the beginning, we'll be going to share this. We are recording this WebEx, and we will be sharing the WebEx. There will be an email sent to you with the recording link. Also, this video will be available on YouTube. We are also going to send this survey link along with the email. Please make sure that you fill the survey. That helps us to improve our presentation and help you guys more. Thank you so much.
The leader has disconnected. The conference will be terminated in 10 minutes.